and welcome to another episode of Todd Talk. Because when Todd talks, people listen. Hopefully. Now, again, I want to apologize for last episode because I recorded it. It was beautiful. It totally worked for me. And then when I brought it into After Effects, for whatever reason, it would delay my voice from what was actually happening. And no matter what I did to try and sync it up, it just wouldn't work. So that's why I had to do the raw footage with me doing the thing and everything. And this could happen again. I don't know why it was doing this before. It's never happened before to me, but hopefully it's fixed because I want to do the intro theme and all that. So, but yes, we are here today to talk about Megazord versus Voltron, the reaction. And I was right. Back in the win column. Now, I will say I was wrong on one thing, and that was the height. I don't know why, and a lot of people are confused by this. Okay, a lot of people I know are confused by this, but Voltron was portrayed as smaller than the Megazord, and yet everyone I've talked to said that Voltron is bigger than the Megazord. I don't know. And again, I looked it up, and the Megazord should have been smaller, but small beef, very small beef. The battle itself was awesome. Okay, I'm not kidding. This was one of my favorites. Torian, man, props to you, man. You were absolutely amazing in animating the Megazord, animating Voltron, animating the characters. It was just really, really cool. And I mean, it could have gone wrong so many ways, especially when you saw some of the character models. But I'm saying, because like the Voltron pilots didn't like look like the Voltron pilots, especially Hunk. I mean, I'm guessing that they modeled them more after the YouTube stars, so I can appreciate that. But I'm just saying. Uh, but no, it was just it was a very well animated thing. Which again, this is mechas. You know, these have got to be one of the hardest things to animate because of like making sure the robot arms and legs and the weapons all feel right, whereas humans are, I would say, a little easier. But it was just really, really cool. And despite the Megazord losing, there were points where you're like, is the Megazord actually going to pull this off? I had like two of those moments, especially when they chopped off Lance's arm. The arm of Voltron that Lance was in. I'm sure Lance was fine. And they were like, "Oh man, wait a minute, are they really gonna win this?" And then like the whole redirect the energy. I'm like, "Oh, they're really gonna redirect Voltron's energy." Nope, it's too much. But yeah. Now again, I want to know how much I was right because aside from the height thing, which I would honestly say is wrong based on what I found. Voltron can fly. Voltron is mobile, more mobile, I should say. Voltron consistently defeats like these massive enemies. I mean, you spaceships, space fleets. He essentially conquered an entire evil empire on his own, before he was even broken up into the five lions. And it took like a magic spell to break it up into five very merchandisable lions. So it's just like the Megazord's good, but it had a purpose. It was on the ground, not in space. And as they noted, the Thunderzord was actually more powerful, and that thing got one shot by Serpentera, which is a thing that, Voltron probably would have beat. And now again, I still maintain that had the pilots gotten to the fight, like the pilots themselves, the Power Rangers would have won. And I say for, I don't know, episode 150, they do a rematch, but this time with just the pilots, so the Power Rangers can have their revenge. Because the Power Rangers need to win. The Power Rangers have become Pokemon, okay? Because in the Pokemon Death Battles, the only characters to have won was Blastoise and Mewtwo. And that came after a long string of losses, one-on-one matchups, Pikachu versus Blanca, Charizard versus Greymon / War Greymon, and everything. And the only victory was in the Pokemon Triple Threat. Their Power Rangers has now become the Pokemon or the Street Fighter, because they only have one win, and that was Akuma. So we need Power Rangers to win. My bet, I'm putting this out there. Feel free to let me know what you think. I want Tommy Oliver, Green Ranger, because they've already done White Ranger. I want no Dragon Zord, no more Zords. Okay, the Zords keep losing. No more Zords. Tommy Oliver versus Green Goblin. That's right, Green with Evil. That's the episode title, subtitle. So here's hoping, because that is, to me, outside of putting the five Rangers, not no Zords, five Rangers against someone, that would be the only logical thing to do. Uh, in the franchise, because you can't go to the other teams, in my opinion, because they're not as famous as the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. All 7 of them when you count green and white. So yeah, again, again, I love Power Rangers. I wanted them to win so badly, and there were points in the death battle between the breakdown and the battle itself. Like I said, I thought the Power Rangers might pull it off. Like when they noted that the Megazord knocked the monster up 130 feet in the air when it weighed 10,000 tons, and how they showed it, flipping Dragon Zord around like it was nothing. So, it could at least lift Voltron easily and, throw it around. That was believable, and it could do damage, no doubt. But yeah, it just wasn't meant to be. And it breaks my heart because, again, I'm a Power Rangers fanboy, and I only know Voltron, from Legendary Defender. And I had someone say that, and this kind of ticked me off, that Death Battle was really biased in this episode because they were using the newer version of Voltron, but then showing the older model of Voltron. And all it takes is one Google search to know how screwed up that logic is, because the Legendary Defender Voltron looks nothing like the Voltron they showed in Defender, and the weapons that they showed wasn't the weapons that they showed in the Death Battle. I'm sorry, weapons they showed in Legendary Defender was not the weapons they showed in the Death Battle. So that guy was wrong so many ways. I hate haters, because Death Battle works really hard to, have fun, accurate matchups, or as accurate as they believe they can go. They've admitted themselves that they're not immune to making mistakes, but they try really hard not to. And again, with this battle, it's been years in the making, so they've been working hard to make sure that they have every detail fleshed out. So there you go. So next up is another interesting match. It's actually, in a way, a continuation of what happened last season. It's Ace versus Natsu, which is One Piece versus Fairy Tail, which is why I say it's a continuation, because last year we had, last season, which was last year, we had Roronoa Zoro versus Ursa Scarlet, and which was One Piece and Fairy Tail, and Zoro won, who I did not pick, but if early estimations are correct, based on people who actually watch these shows, it appears Fairy Tail will get its revenge, but we'll just have to see. Yeah. So with that, I will end this episode of Todd Talk. What did you think of Megazord versus Voltron? Do you agree with the result? And what do you think about Fairy Tail and One Piece going back at it? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to share this around so we can spread the glory of Todd Talk to the world. I'm just saying. So, I thank you for watching. If you made this far, I know you were listening, and I will see you around.